think we're good. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Arundel County Senate delegation meeting. We are taking up 3 bills this morning: Senate Bill 713, Senate Bill 364, and Senate Bill 499. And then we can discuss the bills, and if there are motions on the bills, we will hear them. I will start with Senate Bill 713, Arundel County Natural Resources Fishing Gear. Senator Riley, this was heard just this week in the Education, Health, and Environmental Affairs Committee, and everybody should have the bill files in your email inboxes.
Thank you very much. So currently in certain upper levels of the rivers and creeks in Anne Arundel County, there are restrictions for fishing. It's designed to protect the perch that spawn in the upper regions of our creeks and rivers. There's been an ongoing problem with northern snakeheads, an invasive species from China, and this bill would remove the restriction to use bow fishing, bow and arrow. They attach a line to an arrow, they shoot down into the water, and it's targeted for snakeheads. 2 people testified in favor, no opposition. Move favorable on my report.
Second.
Thank you, sir. I have a just quick question, Senator Riley.
Sure.
I just read through the bill file, and I'm sure many folks tuning in at home are familiar with snakeheads. They're an incredibly invasive species, and we need to do all we can to get them out of our waters. But I did notice that CBF, Chesapeake Bay Foundation, testified in opposition, and reading through their testimony, and then I read through the bill, I'm not quite sure I understand the concern. Their testimony says that this would eliminate the ability for recreational watermen, for fishermen.
No, it expands it for both. The issue is their testimony said they're worried about the safety of the neighborhood. Well, when you're sitting on a boat shooting an arrow into the water, I don't think we have to worry about the arrows going into neighborhoods, number one. Number two, I think they're concerned it will stir up the bottom of the creeks and rivers. I don't necessarily agree with that. An arrow is not it's not a dredge, it's not a plow, it's a single arrow.
Okay.
I took their comments seriously, but I don't think they understand how you use a bow and an arrow to fish. There is Pinsky discussed with me a possible amendment to clarify just the snakeheads, and that would be fine with me, but the bill in front of us does not address that.
Okay. And do any other counties allow for bow and arrow fishing of snakeheads?
I don't know. It would not surprise me if other counties had restrictions on spawning areas.
Okay.
But I don't know who they are or where they are.
All right. If anybody else has any questions, I'm just going to quickly look at the fiscal note and see if that includes it. If you don't mind, I'm just curious. Yes, please, Senator.
Are snakeheads the ones that can actually walk out of the water? We had those in Crofton and that.
Okay, so yeah, they have a bottom dorsal fin, and they can sustain themselves out of the water for many minutes. So they don't have feet or legs,
Right.
but by the movement of their body, they can go across the ground. And in Crofton, the snakeheads were in a pond next to the Patuxent River, and Department of the Environment was concerned that they would make their way over. I wouldn't say they walked over, I'd say they flopped back and forth.
Is this a big problem and now that we need to find a way to capture them? Do we have a lot in the waters here?
It's terrible. And they're all over the Potomac River.
Yeah.
And in many other places, but Crofton was the first one about 15 years ago.
And they're apparently very tasty too. So I hope that this would encourage more local restaurants to serve it. So.
Okay.
So, Senator, do you anticipate? You said you think you'll take that amendment?
Oh, absolutely. Just clarifying.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable voting for it with that amendment.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second. I'll make sure the chairman knows.
Okay. And we'll put it in the letter too.
Yeah.
All right. Senator Bidle
made the motion.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of Senate Bill 713?
Aye.
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 Okay. And then we'll get the letter with the note, the caveat there. Okay. Next is Senate Bill 364. We've all heard the bill. I hope everybody watched the testimony, read the testimony. Senator Seminary, I'd love for you to say a few words, but I also know Senator Rosapet may have an amendment.
Yeah, I think we've discussed this and been generous with keep moving this back. I know we got a notification almost 11 p.m. to move it for another week, and we were gracious to do that. This is a concern with the parents, trying to come up with a reasonable and a balanced approach. This is curriculum neutral, just sets up a process. Many people in the county have raised their concern about the existing process and would like to move forward with this. So I would move favorable on it.
Second.
Madam Chair, I have an amendment to offer.
Before we offer the amendment, can I ask a question, please?
Yeah.
Sure.
So we don't always follow Robert's rules, but I do want to make sure Senator Vital gets to ask Senator Simonera a question, and then Senator Simonera, I would like if Senator Rosapet has an opportunity just to discuss his amendment.
Yeah, so we've had a motion and a second. Now's the time for discussion. Robert's rules, right?
Yeah.
So Senator Simonera, tell me in your hearing, because I don't have the whole bill file in front of me, how many people were in favor of the bill and how many people either wrote or testified in opposition to the bill?
It was split, and I've gotten conversations more on it. And to be honest with you, a lot of people didn't want to publicly come and put it, but there's a lot of parents behind this. I think in the bill folder, I think there were 3 or 4 favorable, whether oral or written, and probably 5 or 6 opposed to it. I don't have the exact numbers.
So it wasn't a big outcry from people. We didn't have 3% of the people coming down to testify or to write. And I don't get letters about this. This is why I'm asking you. I haven't gotten a single email about issues with the board with curriculum. Long meetings, I get emails about that, but not about particular issues.
Yeah, I have a different approach with hearings. And some people have different ones where they bring a lot of people down and they take hours at the hearings and so forth. I tend to just try to present the case, share what I've in the community and so forth. But it is a big issue. I've heard it all throughout the county. So, we have different approaches how to do it. I got a bill coming up next week where I have thousands of people signing up opposed to it, but I'm not going to bring thousands down. It's actually in the Senator Elfreth's committee, and she'll appreciate that I don't bring thousands down.
I do, thank you.
So it's just a different way of approaching it. We've heard a lot about it in the community, so that's why the bill's here.
Thank you.
Senator Rosapet.
Yeah, so I have an amendment. Can we put it up on the screen so folks can see it?
Yes, I think Owen sent it to Jen last night. Jen, could you put it up on the screen? Thank you.
There it is. Essentially what it does is it keeps the thrust and spirit, I believe, of Senator Simonera's bill in terms of parental concern and being heard regarding policies with the board with the school system that they care about. Then it basically broadens it beyond curriculum because parents have a variety of concerns, including curriculum. And then instead of having the petition process that's laid out in the original bill, it basically says that the school system needs to set up a transparent process, an accessible process where parents can express concerns on policy matters that would be collected by the staff, and quarterly a summary of those would be sent to the board. And then at its option, the board could set up a committee to review those concerns and see how they want to deal with it. That's the essence of the amendment. I think it keeps the spirit of the bill, but I think the mechanics of it, at least at this point, make more sense. And it does broaden it beyond curriculum, which I think is perfectly appropriate.
Yeah.
So I move the amendment.
Jen, can you move it down a little bit so we can see the second part of the amendment? Thank you.
So Senator Rosapet, if I can ask a question. So this could include mask wearing, whether we're going to school virtually or at home.
Yep.
Early start times, all those issues would be included in your amendment. Am I correct?
Exactly.
Thank you. It's a good amendment.
Got a question.
Yeah, Senator Riley.
Did you continue to move the screen down? Okay. Does it end there with number 1? No. Okay, so Senator Rosapep, I don't necessarily object to this. The reason I really liked Simon Ayer's bill is it required a response. Now, it doesn't mean they had to agree with the problem, disagree with the problem, or change anything. What you have here, Senator Rosapep, is they will review the concerns.
Jen, I'm sorry, Jen, can you go back up to get the full two? No, just the amendment number 2. And then
But
down a little bit. There we
There's no
go.
requirement for the board to address the issue. That's what my concern is.
Look, I understand that concern. I think this is the first effort we're making in this area, and I think we got to give the board a chance.
Senator Roosevelt, can I ask
Go
a
ahead.
question as well? And Senator Vidal asked about other issues. I've personally in my district had a lot of community angst and rightful complaints about school buses. And I know Senator Riley has that issue as well. A lot of people emailing our offices, and we send them right along to our school board member. And I know they are inundated, just as we all are, with electronic communication, but I don't always feel like the school system is taking even my office seriously when we forward that complaint. So this would encompass every parent, student concern. And then can you just talk about the process? I think Senator Riley's question was also about the process once that complaint or that feedback is filed.
Well, the idea behind the amendment, I think it's consistent with the spirit of the original bill, is to make it easier for parent voices to be heard with their concern in an organized way. And so the idea is they got to make it easy for folks to express concerns. Once they get concerns, they need to organize them, quantify them, and then bring those to the board quarterly, so that in a reasonable period of time, the board can look at it and say, oh my gosh, we got all these concerns about this, we got all these concerns about that, we need to look into it. I think it's a pretty straightforward way to make the system a little bit better.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Riley.
Senator Rosapep, would you consider an amendment changing it from quarterly to monthly? 3 months is an eternity in the school system. You get complaints in September, they're not going to be heard till December. You get complaints in January, you won't get them till May. The summer doesn't matter.
I would accept that as a friendly amendment to my amendment. Sure.
Thank you very much. I might even be able to vote for this.
Okay.
Even better.
Thank you, Senator.
Senator
Good.
Rosebud, thank you, because the more I think about this amendment, the more school related challenges people bring to my office that I think summer meals is coming up again, that conversation about where those meal locations should be, and we're doing our best to coordinate with the school system, but I would love a more formalized
Right.
approach, and would the report be public as well in this amendment?
It doesn't say that. It could be. I mean, if you wanted to make a friendly amendment like that, be fine with me.
Senator, I mean, to the rest of the delegation, I wouldn't mind that way. Parents, I think some of the angst is that parents feel like they will send an email and it goes into a black hole.
I think that's very fair. I think it's a very good point. We got 2 friendly amendments.
So let's review. The 2 friendly amendments are that this will be a report monthly and it will be a public report.
Yep.
Correct? I'll make a motion that we approve the amendment.
I'd like to discuss it.
Okay, Senator Simoner?
When you actually read the amendment, I got it late last night. There was no coordination with me about putting this amendment together, so I don't necessarily agree in the spirit of working together on this. The first thing it does, it strikes basically the entire bill. So I think it's rather disrespectful to all the parents who have been working on this for months to come in and put a different bill in without doing all the work and striking the entire bill. The process is there. If Senator Rosenpep wants to put a bill in next year, that's fine. But to come in, hijack a bill where you strike the entire bill and just put in your language with no coordination with the sponsor, other than the night before the vote to say, here's the amendment. I think it's disrespectful to the parents. I would have preferred to rather have an up or down vote on the actual bill. And when you look at this amendment, what you see is basically more of the same. People can voice their concerns and you summarize it. We have a school board meeting. I think they meet monthly. Parents can come and voice their concerns. The board hears it and the board can do something or they cannot do something. And that's exactly what this amendment says. Let the people talk, summarize it, and the board may or may not take action at their discretion. I just don't think that's what parents want. I think parents are tired of educational experts telling them they know what's best and just listening to them. This came in very particular to curriculum and having a process where they could petition action. The superintendent could defend why they put that questionable curriculum in. There would be a public hearing and then action would be taken. They could say, we're not going to do anything. We're going to modify it or we'll remove it. And the board has to take a vote on it. So if you want more of the same, this is your amendment. If you want to stand up with parents and put a plan of action in, I would say reject the amendment.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
I just
Senator.
like to respond briefly. Senator Simon, I think I have been respectful towards you. I expressed that I had some concerns and I need to understand better what it did, how the system worked. I spent time with the staff at the school system, with members of the board over the last week. I told you I was doing that. You asked me where I was in the process. Once it took me 2 days to get the amendment drafted out of drafting. As soon as I have it, I shared it with you. So I believe you were respectful to me. I think I was respectful to you. We're trying to work together on this. We have a disagreement and I totally get that. Secondly, it does not strike the whole bill. In fact, it keeps most of your whereases, which is the point of it, which is involving parents in a more positive way. That's it. It stays in the bill with your language, and I think appropriately so. I think we're all in agreement that the voices of parents need to be better heard at the board, and they're just two different ways of doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, just in response, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I never said you disrespected me, Senator Rosenpep. I said you disrespected the parents who.
Well, I don't think I have for disrespect the parents. I think we're listening to the parents.
Yeah,
So-
if I could just finish, please.
Yes.
So in response, I believe that it is a disrespect for the parents. You say that you kept the whereases in there, which has no weight in law. I mean, that's just commentary, basically. So all the substantive portion of the bill is struck. So it basically strikes the entire bill, replaces it with the same old system we have here, where the board doesn't have to take any action, and parents are fed up. And, I'll go with the will of the committee, but, when you strike an entire bill and put your own bill in there, that's where I think it disrespects the people.
We're just going to agree to disagree.
I think
I
so.
have a
Yes.
question, Madam Chair, if I can.
Yes.
Senator
Senator.
Simon, your bill doesn't say, I don't think it said that the board needs to take action. I mean, they can vote it, they get the petitions and they can vote up or down so I don't understand the difference between that and this. I mean, we're still getting multiple issues in front of the board this way. So
No, it actually does.
does.
It does say they have to take action. They have to take action on the curriculum that was presented to them. One of the options is they can say, the arguments weren't good enough. The superintendent did a great job. We're going to keep it in place, or we're going to modify it is the action, or we're going to remove it is the action. Under this amendment, there is no action. They don't even have to take a vote. So, I mean, that's the debate. We can vote.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Senator Seminaire. I will just share with the committee, or the delegation rather. We receive a lot of emails from parents in my office. I cannot remember, I could be wrong, but I cannot remember one related to curriculum. I have a lot related to school buses, a lot related to school safety, masking, summer meals. And what I appreciate about this amendment is it would encompass all of those issues and help we still have a newly elected school board. They are still kind of working through their best practices and processes. And I think this will help them. If we pass this and find over the next year that it is not helping the situation, perhaps we can come back next year with something stronger and saying, perhaps this monthly report needs to be, presented at the school board meeting once a month, aired in public, et cetera. I think this is, I hate to say legislating is somewhat of an experiment, but we are trying something new. And I appreciate that this amendment would make the bill more comprehensive to parents' concerns. Okay.
Made a motion before.
Okay, there's a motion on accepting this amendment as amended friendly twice to include moving from quarterly to monthly and making sure the report is publicly available.
Mhm.
Okay,
Roll call or decide.
we can do a roll call if you'd like. Jen, would you mind doing a roll call?
Just mute it.
Jen, can you hear us? Okay, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll do it in alphabetical order. Senator Bidel on the bill as amended, the amendments as amended.
Yes.
I am next in alphabetical order and I would vote yes. Senator Riley.
No.
No.
Okay.
Rosapap.
Senator Rosapap.
Yes,
Senator Simonaire.
No.
Okay. 3-2, the amendment is accepted. So now
I move-
voting on the bill as amended.
so
Senator-
moved.
Would you like
Second.
another roll call, Senator Simonaire?
Sure.
Okay. Senator Vidal.
Yes.
Okay. I feel comfortable voting yes as amended. Senator Riley,
Yes.
Senator Rosapap,
Yes,
Senator Simonaire.
I'm going to abstain. I have to digest what this really does. As I said, it strikes the entire bill and puts a whole new bill in. So I'm going to abstain at this point.
Okay. So next steps, Senator Rosapap, could you get back to the amendments office and request
Sure.
those few changes?
Yep.
Hopefully they get that back to us. Senator Simonaire, do you know when the EHE committee's voting again?
We're having alcohol. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's different. We vote almost every day. So I would imagine today, but this probably won't come up till Tuesday.
Okay. So Senator Rosapap, can you ask the amendments office to?
will do.
Okay.
Can't guarantee how fast it'll come, but we'll ask them
Okay.
this morning.
As soon as you get the amendment, please share with Jen, and then we will get the letter
Great.
reflecting the amendment. Okay.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Jen, you can stop screen sharing if you'd like. Thank you. Okay, taking up one more bill. Senate Bill 499, Anne Arundel County Alcoholic Beverages Board of License Commissioners term limits. Senator Simonaire, this bill is heard this afternoon, but it is not a new concept to this delegation, so I'm happy to discuss it today.
Yeah, we had this last year. It encompassed more, but this one just simply says the board can't serve more than 4 consecutive terms. There's been a development in the county where they needed a mechanism to help a business in the county to get a license because we don't have a specific license in this category. The county council has approved it at the county level, but they need a state law to put in there for basically bingo hall to have alcohol. So it passed the council unanimously. So they asked if we could put an amendment in here. It's within the single subject rule. So I'm going to be putting that in to create a bingo hall license, which we used to have in Anne Arundel County, and then they repealed it back a long time ago, and then they've reinstituted it. So it's actually going to be 2 subjects in this bill now. Single subject, but 2.
Single subject, but related. I believe the bingo hall would impact Senator Bidel's district, so I would love for her to weigh in here.
Well, it's actually at the edge of my district. I represented them for 8 years, but let me tell you what, I talked to the county and said, I don't think you can do this. I think it needs a state bill. Oh, no, we can do it. And Judy tried to tell them that we needed a classification for bingo hall. So it's kind of funny that 6 months later it's with us. So thank you, Senator Simonaire, because they're really good to the community. If you could see all these elderly ladies that go there, play bingo, it would make your heart feel good that you're doing this amendment.
Yeah, this is actually in my district.
Yeah.
I think redistricting it goes with Columbia, Howard County, but
Gotcha.
currently it's in my district.
Got it. I did just anecdotally with the chair of budget and tax last month go to Laurel and then visited the bingo hall. Just I'd never been, and it was a great experience. Senator Riley.
Effective date of the bill?
Effective.
Let's see, maybe it needs to be an emergency.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, let me just pull that up.
I'm looking now.
It is July 1st. So that may be a good amendment, Senator Riley, to make it emergency.
So moved.
Second,
Second,
Can I have one more clarifying question for the benefit of the public? Senator Simoneau, what is the current term length of a board member?
2 years.
2 years. So doing a 4-year term limit is 8 years.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so I had a motion to move the bill as amended to make it both inclusive of the bingo hall amendment by the request of the county and an emergency.
Question.
Yes, Senator Riley.
Senator Simoneau, how does it affect the current 3 members who almost all came in around the same time? Are they grandfathered in or are they subject to this rule?
Yeah, they didn't all come in the same time.
Around the same time.
Right. But no, they're not grandfathered, but they would be able to serve 8 years.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Okay. So there's a motion to move the bill as amended with those 2 amendments. All those in favor?
aye.
aye.
Okay, 5-0. All right, Jen will get a letter up this afternoon. You're not voting today on alcohol bills, but
I don't think so.
okay. Any other new business for the good of the order?
Next week, we'll be serving snakehead fish for lunch.
Excellent.
I would love that.
And plan.
Really, there are restaurants and chefs in my district who serve it. That wouldn't be impossible.
Not for breakfast at 8 a.m.
Not for breakfast, no. Okay, with that, we did include at the bottom of your agenda bills that are still outstanding. Senate Bill 609 was withdrawn, but Senator Bidel, you have your Senate Bill 918 Anne Arundel County Local Development Council delegate appointments. Is that still in rules or has that come out of rules yet?
It is still in rules, but I think the House bill will be coming over. So
Okay.
if it doesn't get out of rules, we'll pass the House bill, which is fine.
Okay, and since we took Senator Simoneau's bill in advance today, there's no need to, in my view, wake up a little earlier next Friday morning and meet. So you have next Friday morning off.
Second,
Great.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you all. See you
Thank you
later.
all.
See you
Thank